All right, so welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Thank you very much again for tuning in. And there has been a huge uproar in the Jamaica Premier League of recent surrounding the Mount Pleasant situation and huge allegations and lots of reports coming out in regards to use of ineligible players over use of quota of international players. Now, there's been a lot of, in the YouTube space specifically, I do probably a few persons, I don't see, probably a few persons already discuss the issue, but the persons in the league, specifically YouTubers in the league, we kind of just watch to see what's happening. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to just shed a little bit of light on it. From my perspective, just knowing what going on in the football space, it's highly political. It's highly political. But for me kind of stay away from certain things. Now, there's so much things happening in the Jamaica space. All right. So, let me just read the letter. So, Mount Pleasant, use of ineligible player and also use of overuse of quota in regards to international players. This report, this was first highlighted through a formal report sent to the competitions committee from the Cavalier Soccer Club, football club upon him logo of soccer club. So let me just read on to it. Based on recent observation, it has come to our attention that Mount Pleasant FA registered the following players outside of the Jamaica transfer window and registration period for new players. Now, let me just highlight here now. The three players are Clifford Thomas, Asian, Excelus Angelo, Asian, Judy Johnson, Asian. Now, the transfer window for the Jamaica Premier League was between start of January to the 31st of January. So anything beyond that, it's not in the registration process. But player can be, once they start the transfer for the player, now January, fine. Sometimes a permit take a little bit longer to come through, even though the transfer is completed. Now, the problem here is, if the transfer is completed, it definitely means that such players can't represent no other club. Let's continue. The sources that they actually quote, transfer market, soccerway.com and so forth, aren't necessarily credible sources for this. Also, it said so far score has no record of the latter two being transferred to Mount Pleasant FA on or before January 31st. Now, as you know, as we just mentioned, based off our regulation stipulation, you get the transfer time period. Nothing's supposed to happen after that. FIFA regulations on the status and transfer of players is the sole and final document on the topic. No international association can have any rules, regulations, customs, or practices that circumvent those regulations. So basically, FIFA regulation stands. Doesn't matter what the case is. One, these regulations apply to all member associations with two inputs from the members association. One, transfer window. Two, registration period. When is the registration period? When is the transfer period? Members association are allowed to choose two transfer windows. The first one at the beginning of the season and lasts for about 12 weeks, and the second one in the middle of the season lasts for approximately 4 weeks. These inputs must be communicated to FIFA via the TMS transfer market system at least 1 year before the season starts. So basically, the order is set. Now, first of all, Cavalier reporting Mount Pleasant. Two, technically, the competitions committee, that is the JFF. Now, there's many people I look on it in many ways. One of them I say, boy, Cavalier should never do that, such and such. And you have one set of people that say, boy, Cavaliers should never do that. Rate informer business that. Them kind of something there. Then you have the other set of people who say, but if them break a law, nothing should be done about it. So technically, in some sense, one will say, boy, Cavalier brave if stand out, and next I go say, why Cavaliers are them a move like, you know. So this is two ways to look at it. I'm going to two ways to look at it. Now, based off of that, so the first transfer period was from July 2024. This is the Jamaica Premier League transfer from the 1st of July 2024 to the 6th of September. The second transfer window for the Jamaica Premier League is the 1st of January to the 31st of January. Seal. So anything before, after that, null and void. That's how it is. No, there's the also report. The next report was that okay. Mike, aggression. Please find the attached both players, Exilus and Angelo and Judy Johnson. Exilus Angelo and Judy Johnson play for Real Hope FC, the Asian club, in the CONCACAF Caribbean Cup and Champions Cup on February 4th and 11th. Remember, now, January transfer window closed on the 31st. And if the players were transferred during the January transfer window, there's no way the players should be playing for their clubs, Real Hope, on the 4th and 11th. This is actually facts. There are video evidence. They did play. In the CONCACAF Champions Cup, for a total of 90 minutes plus extra time against Mexico team Cruz Azul at Estadio Cibao in Dominican Republic. Video links are attached. And I said video links, I said all evidence. All evidence Cavaliers sent. Now, also, the next report stated about the use of international players. So the JP regulations are maximum 7 international players can feature in a match day squad. 7. No, my apologies. 6. But the game where Mount Pleasant play versus Racing, they actually field 7 international players. So that in itself kind of simple. Only kind of simple. That's supposed to be resolved. 3 points deducted. 3 points deducted. 3 points to Racing, whatever the case may be. That easy. Now the players in court, based off regulations that we mentioned, played in 2, 4, 6 games. Racing United versus Racing United. Players 1, 2, and 3 played in that game. Chapelton Maroons players 1, 2, and 3 played in that game. Annette Garden players 1, 2, and 3 played in that game. Montego Bay United players 1 and 2 played in that game. Cavalier C players 1 and 2 played in that game. Malines United players 1 and 2 played in that game. So Malines was actually the last game. So technically almost all the players would have played in these games, which means that those points, based off our regulations, if these issues or if these claims stick, that would lead to deduction in regards to Mount Pleasant. Now, also all the match cards were presented by Cavalier C. Everything was presented well formal, well documented, well noted as well. Even the match day squad match day sheet when Realo played against Cruz Azul, which highlighted both Judy Johnson and next one Angelo, Exilus Angelo. And that's for the 2 games then. Now, everything was presented. Technically, everything was presented in Cavalier's case. Now, big question. People ask, why Cavalier did? But me can't answer. I don't know. Them the same competition. Just like when the other clubs in the Premier League report Man City and they report Chelsea. it's just business. It's just business. It's very harsh. Very tough. But it's business. Me not gonna get myself involved in that. Me just a report what is presented in front of me. I don't know why Why? I can't tell. Yeah, you'll have to ask the club. You'll have to ask the club then that. What next for Mount Pleasant if hypothetically if these allegations should stick? Now, from my perspective, if I'm looking at let me look at it a different perspective. Should I give my opinion on this matter? You know, I'm not give my opinion on it. You know, I make you say this. I'm not give my opinion on the matter. But these are the allegations pointed towards Mount Pleasant. Technically, in some senses, this is based off of what's happening right now. It reaches as far as the CONCACAF. So you know that go already. You go Ghana CONCACAF right now. CONCACAF, they're the one who's handling the situation. But at the end of the day, let's see what they preside to the matter. But the racing one, I think that one is going to be dealt with quite easily. No time that I go be dealt with because the one is just quite evident. Evidence was presented for that one as well. But tell me what you think in the comment section. Smash the like button. I'm not going to my thoughts on it as yet until the CONCACAF ruling come down because this is actually beyond the JPL. This is beyond the JFF. This actually, I think this is a FIFA matter. Actually, I think it's more a FIFA matter. Just keynote. I think there's if the allegations stand according to what was presented, we might see ban, sanction, huge points deduction. That's what we're likely to see. And also fines. Clubs need fine as well. So let's see how the one materialize. Big up on yourself, people. Smash that button, hit subscribe button. I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. You know, next video, I'm going to my opinion on the matter. MG Sports. Oh, God bless. Boom. Now I mean, outside. Hello, Gio.